Now say, Chatillon, what would France with us?
After greeting, speaks the King of France, in my behavior, to the Majesty, the borrowed Majesty of England here.
A strange beginning. Borrowed Majesty?
Silence, good mother. Hear the embassy.
Philip of France, in right and true behalf of thy deceased brother Geoffrey's son, Arthur Plantagenet, lays most lawful claim to this fair island and the territories, to Ireland, Poitiers, Anjou, Touraine, Maine, desiring thee to lay aside the sword which sways usurpingly these several titles, and put the same into young Arthur's hand, thy nephew and right royal sovereign.
What follows if we disallow of this?
The proud control of fierce and bloody war, to enforce these rights so forcibly withheld.
Here have we war for war, and blood for blood, controlment for controlment. So answer France.
Then take my king's defiance from my mouth, the farthest limit of my embassy.
Bear mind to him, and so depart in peace. Be thou as lightning in the eyes of France, for ere thou canst report, I will be there. The thunder of my cannon shall be heard. So hence, be thou the trumpet of our wrath, and sullen presage of your own decay. An honorable conduct let him have. Pembroke, look to it. Farewell, Chatillon.
What now, my son? Have I not ever said how that ambitious Constance would not cease till she has kindled France and all the world upon the right and party of her son? This might have been prevented with easy arguments of love, which now the manage of two kingdoms must with fearful bloody issue arbitrate.
Our strong possession and our right for us.
Your strong possession much more than your right, or else it must go wrong with you and me. So much my conscience whispers in my ear, which none but God and you and I shall hear.
My liege, here is the strangest controversy come from the country to be judged by you that e'er I heard. Shall I produce the men?
Let them approach. Our abbeys and our priories shall pay this expedition's charge. What men are you?
Your faithful subject, I, a gentleman born in Northamptonshire, and eldest son, as I suppose, to Robert Falconbridge, a soldier by the honor-giving hand of Coeur de Lion, knighted in the field.
What art thou? What art thou?
Son and heir to the same Falconbridge.
Is that the elder, and art thou the heir? You came not of one mother, then, it seems.
Most certain of one mother, mighty king, that is well known, and as I think one father, but for the certain knowledge of that truth, I put you o'er to heaven and to my mother. Of that I doubt, as all men's children may.
Out on thee, rude man! Thou dost shame thy mother and wound her honor with this diffidence.
Ay, madam, no, I have no reason for it. That's my brother's plea, and none of mine, the which if he can prove, he pops me out at least from fair £500 a year. Heaven guard my mother's honor and my land.
A good blunt fellow. Why, being younger born, doth he lay claim to thine estate? One more time. A good blunt fellow. Why, being younger born, doth he lay claim to thine inheritance?
I know not why, except to get the land, but once he slandered me with bastardy. But where I be as true begot or no, that still I lay upon my mother's head. But that I am as well begot, my liege, fair fall the bones that took the pains for me. Compare our faces, and be judge yourself. If old Sir Robert did beget us both, and were our father, and this son like him, O old Sir Robert, father, on my knee, I give heaven thanks, I was not like to thee.
Why, what a madcap hath heaven lent us here?
Well, he hath a trick of Coeur de Lion's face. The accent of his tongue affecteth him. Do you not read some tokens of my son in the large composition of this man?
Mine eye hath well examined his parts, and finds them perfect, Richard. Sir, how speak? What doth move you to claim your brother's land?
Because he hath a half face like my father. With half that face would he have all my land. A half face groat, £500 a year.
My gracious liege, When that my father lived, your brother did employ my father much.
Well, sir, by this you cannot get my land. Your tale must be how he employed my mother.
And once dispatched him in an embassy to Germany, there with the emperor to treat of high affairs touching that time. The advantage of his absence took the king, and in the meantime sojourned at my father's, where how he did prevail, I shame to speak. But truth is truth. Large lengths of seas and shores between my father and my mother lay, as I have heard my father speak himself, when this same lusty gentleman was got. Upon his deathbed, he by will bequeathed his lands to me, and took it on his death that this my mother's son was none of his. And if he were, he came into the world full 14 weeks before the course of time. Then, good my liege, let me have what is mine, my father's land, as was my father's will.
Sirrah, your brother is legitimate. Your father's wife did after wedlock bear him, and if she did play false, the fault was hers, which fault lies on the hazards of all husbands that marry wives. Tell me, how if my brother, who, as you say, took pains to get this son, had of your father claimed this son for his? In sooth, good friend, your father might have kept this calf bred from his cow from all the world. In sooth, he might. Then if he were my brother's, my brother might not claim him, nor your father, being none of his, refuse him. This concludes. My mother's son did get your father's heir. Your father's heir must have your father's land.
Then shall my father's will be of no force to dispossess that child which is not his?
Of no more force to dispossess me, sir, than was his will to get me, as I think.
Whether hast thou rather be a Falconbridge, and, like thy brother, to enjoy thy land, or the reputed son of Coeur de Lion, lord of thy presence, and no land besides?
Madam, and if my brother had my shape, and I had his, Sir Robert his like him, and if my legs were to such riding rods, my arms such eel-skin stuffed, my face so thin that in mine ear I durst not stick a rose, lest men should say, look where 3 farthings goes, and to his shape were heir to all this land, would I might never stir from off this place, I would give it every foot to have this face. I would not be Sir Nob in any case.
I like thee well. Wilt thou forsake thy fortune, bequeath thy land to him, and follow me? I am a soldier now bound to France.
Brother, take you my land. I'll take my chance. Your face hath got £500 a year, yet sell your face for 5 pence, and 'tis dear. Madam, I'll follow you unto the death.
Nay, I would have you go before me thither.
Our country manners give our betters way.
What is thy name?
Philip, my liege, so is my name begun. Philip, good old Sir Robert's wife's eldest son.
From henceforth bear his name whose form thou bearest. Kneel down, Philip, but rise more great. Arise, Sir Richard and Plantagenet.
Brother by the mother's side, give me your hand. My father gave me honor. Yours gave land. Now, blessed be the hour by night or day. When I was got, Sir Robert was away.
The very spirit of Plantagenet. I am thy grandam, Richard. Call me so.
Oh, madam, by chance, but not by truth. What though? Something about a little from the right, in at the window or else o'er the hatch. Who dares not stir by day must walk by night, and have is have, however men do catch. Near or far off, well won is still well shot, and I am I, howe'er I was begot.
Go, Falconbridge. Now hast thou thy desire. A landless knight makes thee a landed squire. Come, madam, and come, Richard. We must speed for France, for it is more than need.
Brother, adieu. Good fortune come to thee, for thou wast got in the way of honesty. A foot of honor, better than I was. but many a many foot of land, the worse. Well, now can I make any Joan a lady? Good den, Sir Richard. God a mercy, fellow. And if his name be George, I'll call him Peter. For new-made honor doth forget men's names. 'Tis too respective and too sociable for your conversion. Now, your traveller, he and his toothpick at my worship's mess, and when my nightly stomach is sufficed, why then I suck my teeth and catechize my picked man of countries. My dear sir, thus, leaning on my elbow, I begin, I shall beseech you. That is question now. Oh, and then comes answer like an Absy book. Oh, no, sir, says answer, at your best command, at your employment, at your service, sir. Oh, no, sir, says question. I, sweet sir, at yours. And so answer knows what question would, saving in dialogue of compliment and talk of the Alps and Apennines, the Pyrenean and the River Po. It draws towards supper in conclusion, so. Well, but this is worshipful society, and fits the mounting spirit like myself, for he is but a bastard to the time that doth not smack of observation. And so am I, whether I smack or no. And not alone in habit and device, exterior form, outward accoutrement, but from the inward motion to deliver sweet, sweet, sweet poison for the age's tooth, which though I will not practice to deceive, yet to avoid deceit, I mean to learn, for it shall strew the footsteps of my rising.